What is up, YouTube? We are back. Fantastic fight card right here. Unbelievable. This is not a pay-per-view. Boy, are we spoiled as fans to get this type of card. Such a good one, dude. They're going so crazy, man. Good for the UFC for finally getting their stuff together. Psych, horrible card. Main events, great. Outside of that, trash card. Break it down. It is what it is. Starting with the first fight, we have. Wait, what? Hold on. There we go. Starting off with the first fight, we got Luana Pinheiro versus Tisha Pennington, otherwise known as Tisha Torres, before she married the former bantamweight champion Raquel Pennington. Therefore, you have double woman marriage right there. Boom, signs. So yeah, should be going with. I'm just gonna keep calling her Tisha Torres. I don't care. Yeah, I should be going with Tisha Torres. She is kind of underrated, even though she's old. She still kind of got it. Pinheiro did not look so great. I believe it was her last performance against Amanda Hebos. Yeah, she did not look great. I'm still gonna go with Pinheiro. Definitely gonna regret it. Not throwing I might just throw some money on it, for the fun of it. Might not though. Probably shouldn't. But it's gonna be very, very small. Only a couple dollars. On to the next fight. We have Hon Sung Park versus Carlos Hernandez. I'm going with Park, but by decision. I don't think he takes Carlos Hernandez out of there. He definitely can, but that's not what I feel with my brain. I can't pick Hernandez here. So yeah. Oh well, no, yeah, no. I was actually leaning towards Hernandez a little bit, but I don't know. I do kind of question durability of Hernandez. He's taken some damage, especially as of recently. I don't remember Hong Sung Park fighting in the UFC, but I think he has been in the UFC. So maybe I watched the fight, just don't remember. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going Park decision though. On to the next fight. Denise Gomez versus Elise Reed. I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I can kind of see it. I'm going Denise, first round KO, gets her out early, throws one of those crazy right hands. Elise Reed doesn't see it. Boom, dead on the canvas. Denise Gomes back. Probably not though. Kind of trash. Either way, on to the next fight. Fight of the year potential finally. Oh my goodness. This fight, like, the matchmaking is so good. It's so good, honestly. Luana Santos versus Tainara Lisboa. Insane fight. Cannot believe I'm about to witness this. I'm going with Santos decision, boring, whatever. Santos decision. On to the next fight, we have Yadier Del Valle versus Connor Matthews. I saw something on Instagram this morning, or maybe it was like a couple days ago, whatever, and I think it was today actually, and it was like breaking down this fight. Someone was calling this like a sleeper fight. I didn't know about either of these guys, but once I saw that on Instagram, I was like, oh wait, no, I do know who Connor Matthews is. I'm pretty sure he gets beat But yeah, don't know anything about this Del Val guy, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Should be interesting. I'm gonna go Del Valle, or whatever it is, by first round KO. Gets him out of there early. On to the next one, though. This is a debatable one. Both guys are pretty underrated. I'm gonna go with the older guy and Jared Gordon. I think Jared Gordon is just a little more underrated. So that should be a good one. I think I'm excited for that fight. I don't think it's going to be a barn burner by any means, but I think Gordon's going to make it somewhat fun. Moises probably going to be shooting for takedowns. I see Gordon stuff them. Or if he's on the ground, doesn't stay on the ground, he's no slouch from what I remember. Everything's just so blurry nowadays. It's what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go Gordon decision here. On to the next one though. We got Mathus Camillo versus Gabe Green. Very tough fight to predict. Couldn't remember last time I saw Gabe Green, but you know, it seems like this is like they're trying to build up Camillo against Gabe Green, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, I think he got. I think Brian Battle ran through him. I think that's what happened. It's like a 19-second knockout. I think that was his last fight. So it seems like they're just trying to build up this Camille guy. Like so, um, yeah, I'm gonna go with Gabe Green by decision. I don't know anything about Camilo. Gabe Green, outside of that random weird KO by Brian Battle, um, he's like all right. He's like in the middle tier of the unranked welterweights. Oh wait, this is not lightweight. He's going to lightweight. I'm still gonna rock Gabe Green. I'm gonna just rock with him based off the physicality now. No finish though. But on to the next fight. I'm actually kind of intrigued by this fight. We have Julian Erosa versus Melk Heizel, otherwise known as Melk Costa. I'm throwing this one out. Costa, third round decision. And then, just like that, we have another guy at featherweight we got to worry about. Even though a Julian Rosa win shouldn't mean that much, he still manages to beat somewhat decent prospects. So, you pass the Julian Rosa test, you are in a good spot. So, let's rock with that. Um, I think it'll be a pretty competitive fight. I think Costa will have some trouble. I wouldn't say some trouble with takedown. I think he will get him down fairly easily, but I think Erosa will get back up a few times, and I just think third round after a pretty competitive fight, I just think it's going to be, Mel Costa, by sub, lock it in. On to next fight, we have Nursultan Ruzaboyev versus Dustin Soltfus. Ruzaboyev first round KO gets him out early. Ruzaboyev, I feel like, is a much better fighter at middleweight. Granted, I think he only had one or two fights at welterweight, and one of them was against Buckley, who was going crazy right now, one of the dark horses in that division. So I think Ruzaboyev not draining himself at middleweight against a guy that's very chinny, fairly reckless still, and Dustin Soltfus. I think this is just a good way to get Ruzaboyev another finish, quick and early. I honestly don't really see it. I'm not gonna bank on this too much, but me personally, I don't see it really going past like the first half of that first round. I think it's gonna be maybe like a minute feeling each other out, and then Stoltz's just gonna get knocked out. It's just kind of how it goes, man. It's a cruel world. We just live in it. But yeah, either way, that's what we'll be rocking with there. On to the next fight. This one I did not even know it was made, and not even that, I didn't even know it was at lightweight. So this must have been like a late add-on kind of thing. I respect the activity from Myron Santos. Don't know what Yusuf is doing here. It's just like, did they miss weight? One of them miss weight and agree on something? Like I'll look into that later. But yeah, kind of weird. That one, I didn't know that that was a thing, and two, um, two is just like, I don't know. It's a weird fight, especially at lightweight. So something must have happened. Like I can't believe I'm doing this. Like making these predictions tonight was such a mess. I just feel like I can't grasp anything on this card really outside of like maybe the Ruzaboyev and like I don't know some other fight. I don't even care. But I think I'm gonna rock Yusuf decision. If it was at featherweight, I think I'm more confident in Santos just because Yusuf's durability is so shot these days. And that's only just based off the last two fights. I think before that he was absolutely fine. Um, I don't think Myron Santos it's like kind of hard, but he's not like ain't no like Kevin Vallejos or Ilya Taporia type thing. So I think Yusuf is just gonna. It's gonna be a boring fight too, in my opinion. I think Yusuf is just gonna outpoint him. Maybe mix in some wrestling. I don't know, but I think Myron Santos has really solid takedown defense. Boy, is my head clouded. Oh my goodness! But either way, that is what we will be rocking with. On to the next fight. Another tough one to predict, but I'm feeling fairly confident in this one actually. Now that I'm looking at it's at light heavyweight. Paul Craig versus Hidalgo Bellato. I can't believe I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bet Paul Craig. First round submission. Bellato's really not that good from what I remember, man. Just technically very unsound, reckless. Paul Craig at light heavyweight, I think finds a way to get this win. And I think he does it early. I kind of want to lean second round sub now, but at the same time, like I don't really see it getting out of the first. And if it gets out of the first, I don't even know if I can lean Bellato if it gets out of the first because his gas tank, I'm pretty sure, is shot. So we're rocking Craig's submission, first round. Go from there. On to the next fight. Gilbert Burns, Michael Morales. One of like two or three fights I'm actually excited for, just because I've been high on Michael Morales for a while. Not like too high, but like pretty high. Like he's I think he's really good. He's very technical. He's not the funnest like most fun fighter to watch. He's not going to get in these crazy brawls, but he is he's good. Very well rounded. I did also see a video on Instagram of him completely giving up his back to Neil Magny in that last fight. And then, I mean, he got out of it because it was Neil Magny, but like, you can't do that even with the old vet in Gilbert Burns, who has world class Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So that kind of stuff worries me. But at the same time, he's so young. He's still growing. That's the thing. We can't really just bank on, these guys not progressing and they're going to look exactly the same from last fight because I did that with Paddy Pimblett like his whole career, and then we just saw what he did to Chandler. The new generation is here. The future is now, old man, and I'm rocking Morales. Originally, I was going to do decision. I think he will land the perfect shot, get Gilbert Burns out. I'm guessing 1-2 straight down the pipe, and maybe some follow-up shots, but Gilbert's going to be so out of it. So that's what I'm rocking with. Poor Gilbert Burns if that does happen. Uh, Somewhat of a big fan of Burns. Actually, no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I wouldn't say big fan, but I would. I'd hate to see him go out like that, but at the same time, Burns really hasn't looked the same since what fight was it? Since the Bilal fight, and I know he was injured, whatever. And I know he's been recently saying that the Hamzat fight made him unmotivated or whatever. But I think it was after the Bilal fight when he came back after like a almost year hiatus, JDM. And granted, most people think he was winning the fight. I have rewatched it a couple times, but sometimes with fights, like when I know that like it ended in a finish or whatever, it's so hard for me to like judge because like it's just like I already know the outcome, so it's just like I don't know, like my brain just like mentally can't process it. Like it was the same way with Ilya and Max, like I couldn't judge like the rounds because I just like, oh yeah, Topuri's gonna KO him in the third round anyway. But yeah, but Burns was winning that fight to most people. Like I said, I couldn't judge it, and then JDM gets him. And JDM is obviously now the champion, obviously. Great time to be alive. So, I mean, we can't really fault him for that loss because you could argue that Gilbert looked better than Bilal. You could. But either way, I think JDM got way better even after the Burns fight. Either way, JDM, he took a lot of damage. Sean Brady fight, he took a lot of damage. And I don't think Michael Morales is really that powerful, but like I just think he finds the perfect shot just randomly, and I think he comes in the third round, and I think Burns retires after that too. So I hope Burns doesn't get put down like that. I hope it's like Michael Morales puts on a. I hope it's just like a good brawl, but Morales wins just like for the future division. But either way, I'm really excited for this fight. I think this is like honestly, if they had like a Macy Barber and Rose Namajunas or whatever's in 2 weeks or a Blanche Magomedov, whatever, they had this as the main event. This might have been the card I would have skipped. Probably not because I'm a sucker, but I might have. Honestly, I might have just been like, not worth my time, completely grinding the show, whatever. But other than that, should be an exciting week for fights. Not really. Just got to get through. And then, like, honestly, not really looking forward to any of these cards coming up too much. Outside of international fight. Oh, wait, no. UFC Atlanta, beyond excited for. I haven't even seen the undercard for that yet. That's going to be a great one. I don't even know what they're doing like Azerbaijan the week after, which is like, all right, I'll tune in, obviously. And then what else are they doing? I mean, we had the O'Malley and Marab second fight in the beginning of June. Not really too pumped about that one. I think. I can see a world where O'Malley wins. That's like the worst part. But like either way, that card is garbage. Like that rematch is like completely undeserved. Don't even get me started on that. I'll start crying like a girl, some crazy. But hopefully Marab just destroys him again. He didn't even really destroy him first time, but like unanimous decision destroys him. Marab style. But yeah, we just got to get through this week. Nothing the following week is Memorial Day. Then we got that horrible Blanche Magomedov Barber card. I haven't seen the undercard. I can't imagine that that's too good either. And then, oh, free pack? Whoa. Let me see what I got. Ah, actually, that's cool. Yeah, so got to get through the O'Malley Marab thing in Newark, and then UFC Atlanta. Excited for Azerbaijan. I'm like, all right, it's whatever. And then International Fight Week, which I will be in attendance for. Ilya Taporia hopefully will continue the reign. If not, though, good for Charles. I will still be absolutely devastated, but I mean, it could be worse. Like, if Taporia lost to Islam, like, that might be go to the rope store next day type thing. So, you know, as long as it's not something like that, but hopefully Taporia will get that done. We'll talk about that when that time comes. We got to get through a couple of mediocre weeks. Other than that, though, YouTube, it's been so real. You know how this goes. Done.